Why, thank you. All right, TSM and Virtus.pro. Well, doesn't look great for Virtus.pro right now. I mean, James was saying off camera, it's like they're a bit dejected, right now, a bit deflated. And can they bring themselves up? Can they lift themselves? Who do you think is going to be the man in the team to step it up, to step forward and say, come on. I think, well, yesterday it was Pasha. Yesterday he was the only guy performing. But
well, Taz is like the Flavor Flav of Virtus.pro. He's the hype man. But I feel like if Pasha if he can chain a few AWP kills together, I feel like that will energize the team, and it will energize the crowd, which will also energize the team. I think if Pasha goes huge, then Taz is going to be hyped, and then the whole team's going to be ready for war, basically. Okay. But you know, it's been a bad weekend for Virtus.pro, and really it's hard to feel confident in them to take this. Like even Cash, which a map, I was more hoping that they would win it rather than kind of expecting them to win it, despite it normally being a strong map for Virtus.pro. And they're up against adversity here. They got smashed by NIP over 2 maps. They've lost to TSM, where I'm sure they had no doubt they would win. How do they keep their head in the game here? Well, it's always a difficult one. Sometimes you just have poorer events than others, and Virtus.pro have stayed in that top 4 ranking, essentially, like I guess in the number 4 spot, more or less just because of consistency across the board, never necessarily coming through against the biggest names like NIP, Envious, and Fnatic, which are the top 3 respectively. But they're able to defeat most everyone else, generally speaking, in most of these events, to stay up there. So I guess it's not too surprising that potentially TSM are going to give them so much trouble, but I can't help but feel like there are some elements of them defeating themselves. Somehow there could be something just going a bit awry inside the team. It's hard when we can't hear their comms, and even if we could, I don't speak Polish, James, do you? Pierogi.
Dzień
dobry. Dzięki. I had a Polish girlfriend once. Her name was Agnieszka.
Oh, really?
Her name was Aga for short. She was a lovely girl.
Excellent.
So I can speak like 10 words of Polish.
I dated a Polish girl once as well.
I can't count
I learned
Polish
nothing.
Yet. If you remember on one of our streams, I asked someone to link me to a video so I could count in Polish, and they did, but I haven't learned it yet. But I will, guys. I'll get there.
All right. Well, we are going to be into the knife round now between TSM and Virtus.pro, and Virtus.pro, I'm sure they would love to get a CT start on this map. They really do need every little edge they can possibly get to get themselves going, to get the ball rolling, to get the machine or the cogs turning in that machine. That is Virtus.pro. That does constitute the Virtus Plow, which we've not seen. It's been completely absent in this event so far.
It's out of action, Dan. It's run out of gas.
It's on the side of the field. Fields are all a drought. There's nothing to be plowed, James.
Indeed. All right, so Virtus.pro looking like they're going to start on the T side here, and that is going to be the case.
You called Semler Dan yesterday, by the way.
I did.
How dare you?
I'm sorry, Dan. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me?
No.
This is awkward now. Where do we go from here?
Well,
what if I call you Semler? Will that make it better?
No. Let's just cast some Counter-Strike.
Oh dear.
I hope you guys are enjoying all the matches.
I'll get you flowers.
Stop it. There's nothing you can do. Nothing that can be done. The damage has been done. Let's move on with our lives.
I'm not casting.
So TSM and Virtus.pro, they're going to kick things off. As James mentioned, Virtus.pro going to start off on the T side. So a little bit unfortunate for them. I'm sure they would have preferred CT, but that is Counter-Strike. And going to be kicking things off here with a TSM that wants to go for a bit of a peek on middle. This is quite common too on the pistol round. But oh my goodness, look at the speed from Virtus.pro up mid.
Virtus.pro very confident. They want to take this run. They need to take this pistol. So after that surge, after the frag, onto mid, loads of decoys from both teams, and they will be heading towards B, where Zipnix is holding an angle, won't find a frag, going to try and get a nade in. Can he get any damage in? Just a little bit to Taz, a little bit to Neo, a little bit to Bialy. Rotation coming in from the CCs, well, one, as the bomb is heading back down mid. Some shenanigans here from Virtus.pro.
We'll have to see if they can keep hold of these positions. They're a man down at this point in time. And Virtus.pro trying to see if they can catch someone who would be potentially poking up, but they're just holding angles at the moment defensively and trying to keep tabs. Wow, what a snap there from Device. That is incredible. And that's going to even things up. But Virtus.pro, in fact, going to actually rotate all the way back towards B now. They have been going backwards and forwards constantly in this round, and they look to be finding themselves potentially on a B finish, but there are still 2 players there for TSM at the moment.
think there was a sound cue because Karrigan's rotated through to construction. They've got a player in new box as well. Karrigan going to get the first frag onto Pasha, but the trade's coming in. It's one person to defend this site as the CT rotation comes in. Zipnix will go down as well. Device going to take down Neo, but the bomb is still in the hands of Bialy. The plant has been made. 2 versus 2 now after a wild pistol round.
And Device, the lone man. 2 frags already. Full health, no Kevlar, but he has the kit. Just needs to find these one-on-ones. But these guys are playing the heat and poly setup to perfection. And there it is, the round for Virtus.pro. They needed that. You can see how much of a relief that was in their faces.
It was a relief for the crowd as well, Dan.
It was. Everyone was holding their breath for Virtus.pro there. And now we're going to see a better start for them. But TSM, they're actually going to go for the pistol armor buy. Only one player saving a little bit of money in the bank, and this could be scary. You never know.
Crowd are going bananas here. No pun intended for Virtus.pro. It's going to be hard to underperform with so much support on your side. Going to be a team flash thrown over for Zipnix to peek, such as we saw the same tactics from Envy on Banana on their eco rounds and force buys. But there will be no frags found yet for either side. Bomb outside B for the time being, but with all the rotations from Virtus.pro in the previous round, we really have no idea where they're going to end up.
Absolutely, it's going to be an interesting one. Now, that's a nice little Molotov there just to force Cajun B out of the bedroom. There was no one there to punish the position, though. But they're just slowly making TSM move around as they make their way up middle. And Banana, they're still holding it for the potential double back. They want to push TSM around, and so far TSM are being really patient here, not overreacting at all. And Virtus.pro are going to go back for that B push once again, potentially. And
TSM have exhausted every single nade in their inventory, but Device is going to get the jump, but not a frag in the CT area. Dupree finally getting a frag for the CT side. He's going to push down, try and pick up a gun, maybe get some more frags, but the push is coming in to the B bomb site. But Virtus.pro looking the wrong way. Trade's coming in. We'll get the round in the end. 2 people lost for Virtus.pro. 1 AK will continue through to the next round.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one now as Virtus.pro, they've staved off the harder of the 2 rounds, and TSM didn't really get much at all, and having lost all their pistol armors, it's going to be a little bit annoying now that they don't really have much to work with. It's quite unlikely they'll pull this one out of the bag with no investment, just 1 P250, I believe, and they're going to go for a 3-man harassment towards Banana as Virtus.pro make their way up, and at the moment it's all to be expected as Device gets forced back, and Virtus.pro don't have much to worry about. So long as they stick together and play as a unit, they will be fine, and they will continue to build that bank and rounds.
Virtus.pro with good map control at the moment. Taz needs to be careful there because Dupree is lurking around the boiler area, and he will get the frag, but onto Snacks. Maybe Taz can find a trade, but for now it's Pasha pressuring towards B bomb site. Going to get a nice tap onto Zipnix, but he's got 2 more to find. He will need some support in case there's a trade attempt here from the CTs. He's going to smoke off, but maybe you have to wonder if it's just to bait the CTs to rotate or if they are actually going to push. Dupree is on the flank. This could get dangerous for Virtus.pro. They need to push this site quickly.
And they are making their way in now, and there's not really much for TSM to do here. Device is going to peek out. He's got 17 health. The CUSP might... Oh, wow, quickly finds the kill onto Pasha. There's no distraction, though, for Device to make a sneaky second kill. He will get a little bit of damage, though. And Dupree is left over. He has a P250, but no armor, and that aim punch is going to be very annoying. And, oh, wow, he does pick up the kill onto Taz. The remaining 2 players are really low, but Bialy will end that, and I don't know how they got so much damage in that round, but that's 3 kills. So the economic hit will be felt by Virtus.pro, but they are going to carry on regardless as TSM full buy.
It's time for both teams to splash the cash. There will be no AWP for either side just yet. But curious to see if Virtus.pro will opt for one on the T side. Not every team does, even with AWPers on their side. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But for now, Virtus.pro with 3 rounds on the board. Good start for them. Got to boost over the smoke here, but Karrigan's playing close rather than on the car position. I don't think they'll find him.
I'm just toying with him at the moment, and it's not been so common. We've seen some of these top teams actually go for the deep banana smoke. It's actually removed itself a little bit from the meta game recently, and Karrigan is going to be holding that. TSM very good at these kinds of banana holds, so we'll have to see how this plays out. Carrigan deep in that angle instead of Zipnix, who used to be the man, but you can see he's supporting, he's further back, he's taking the damage. That's perhaps the reason as he flashes in Carrigan. But Virtus.pro don't want to give up on Banana just yet, and they continue to harass here, not allowing TSM to force them to go up middle just yet, just because it's smoked off. Smoke's still there.
I think all that pre-fire also may stop one player rotating from B, possibly make them feel like they have to try and hold it with 2 CT players, which will not have mid so strong. But Carrigan holding the banana area very well at the moment. He gets tagged heavily, but he's got all the frags and no deaths so far. Only 2 VP players remaining now, and they are pretty much surrounded by the black helicopters of TSM. Got so much map control at the moment. 19 seconds left, and all Virtus.pro can do is find a few frags and try to save, as that bomb will not get to the site in time, and there is already a rotation through Arch as well.
So 2 versus 4, and no time to do anything. It's just going to be a save. Virtus.pro, they can't risk dying after time, which is what the play would be for TSM. As a terrorist, if you die after the time has expired, then you ain't getting any monies after losing a round.
That is what we are playing for this weekend. StarSeries S12 silverware.
You can see Carrigan there holding down Banana like a pro, and no trade coming in is really the point in which TSM took control of that round. So excellent work by the in-game leader there. And we're going to have a fast push coming in from Virtus.pro. Can they make this change of pace? Work out the spray coming in from Bialy momentarily, but Grenade's proving troublesome, but not troublesome enough. Taz is going to lead the charge, but they will halt for a moment as they were a little bit spread out, and they forced a rotation. They are going to use the time on the clock, throwing over some nades, but now TSM, they don't know what Virtus.pro are doing. They were expecting a quicker push, but it's not arrived. It could be anyone's guess where exactly Virtus.pro are on the map at the moment, and TSM have not the faintest idea at the moment.
Look at the layout across the map for TSM. Cajun B has to play from the pit, trying to defend the entire A site on his own, while Device and Dupree are going to be pressured for the moment by Pasha. You can see Pasha throwing the smokes in. That's going to leave such a lack of information on the CTs. They have no choice but to hold for the time being. Cajun B is going to raise the alarm though as nades start to come in towards the A site. We have a rotation, 3 Virtus.pro players around the Arch area. Pasha rotating from B as well. Dupree still stuck in T-spawn, not CT spawn, not sure what's going on. He's going to be heading over towards Library. They may hear him. Cajun B sees him now. He's got all the information. Going to get 2 through the smoke. This is massive. And that is a sudden cut down there from TSM. A perfect timed rotation as Virtus.pro, the bomb is down on the site. Pasha is stuck in a crossfire between Cajun B and Dupree. Dupree will fall down. That's Pasha versus 2. He's going to pick up the bomb and go for the plant, but Dupree's in a position where he may be able to kill him first. Pasha's going to try and fake, but he can't get his gun out in time, and it will be another round to TSM.
That's really smart by Virtus.pro, and that was something I was mentioning in the previous map as well. The way that they changed the pace there, they could have easily just continued the rush through onto the B bomb site, but because potentially they weren't sure necessarily how many players would have been there if there was an extra one, because usually with the B aggression, there can often be 3 players with CTs. They decided that, hey, you know what, let's actually play. Let's play with TSM. Let's play with their rotations. We just killed 2 players. They've got 3 left. If we hold here, we're going to force them to actually have to split up and take a site. And then they played with the rotations. They faked it. Beautiful stuff from Virtus.pro in that round, and if they can keep that up, they are going to break TSM sooner than later. But we're going to have the save going quite well here so far for TSM on the anti-eco. Device picking up frag after frag will finally go down, but the damage has been done now. Pasha's low, Bialy just with the Tech 9, and he's going to go down as well. So good cleanup here from TSM so far as they show that they are still in the game. And Pasha's going to see what extra damage he can get done now.
Crossfire from TSM will put a stop to those shenanigans, and you have to feel that Virtus.pro really should have won the round prior, because with 2 people down on the TSM side, it required a great individual play in the corner of a smoke from Pit, from Cajun B, to get 2 frags, which spun the round back in the favour of TSM. But again, you have to wonder, as we go into the late stages of this map, are those the kind of rounds that Virtus.pro will lament later on? is losing a round like that going to lose them the map and the series?
It's one of those spots where I think this is why one of the reasons why TSM can be so scary, because their players have so much individual skill that, because in that round I felt like Virtus.pro outplayed TSM. I mean, they kept two players towards the B side. They played that perfectly from a strategical standpoint. They outplayed them. They had the numbers advantage. That's how it should go, 3 versus 1. Surely you'd expect that situation to work out. However, no, the spray down comes in. That's just TSM. They cannot get discouraged. And a fast push in again. This time there's 3 players here, which they may have expected last time, but Karrigan with 2 massive headshots is going to completely halt the rush. Even Zipnix to come in with a frag. They are taking Banana down. They didn't even use the Molotovs to do so. They just need a smoke and the rifles.
Yeah, and now they're going to push down Banana, and Karrigan's going to push through the smoke. They'll hear the smoke going off for Virtus.pro, but they won't realize that the flank is coming in from Karrigan. Trade from Bayali, but it's 1 versus 4 now, and should be a matter of time before this round goes the way of TSM. Now, you can see TSM, they keep throwing these smokes down to the bottom of Banana. Oh, and look, see, this is what we talk about all the time. People spamming Q on their keyboard for no reason at all, and he leaves himself unable to fire his gun for no good reason.
Even the pro players fall victim to this too often.
Yeah, now, TSM, they keep throwing the smoke down to bottom Banana, but with the timing, with the spawn points from Virtus.pro, they can get through the smoke before it goes off. However, TSM prepared for that, have the extra man going towards B, and they win the very crucial battle. There was, Taz was completely smoked, just sitting in the middle, facing 2 people, just firing his gun, but had no idea where he was shooting. TSM take down second person very quickly as well. And that's a war of attrition that went all the way in TSM's favor. And it gives them a 1-round advantage. That said, Virtus.pro have just shy of 50% of the round so far on the T side. But the thing is, they could have had more. They could have given themselves a bigger advantage going into the second half. And you have to hope that they'll get a few more rounds.
Yeah, the 3-round stack is something we'll probably see fairly often. But not hold that thought. We are going to have the push coming in from Virtus.pro. Maybe they can get something done. But that smoke was perfectly timed to slow them down as the flashes come in and they move through onto the angles held excellently so far by TSM. And there's no way they're going to break this. Smoke down, 3 players for TSM on the defense. And not getting those fast frags of the pistols that they needed. But they are going to go for it. Through the smoke patches, first man, he's brave. And wow, there you go. Taz gets one with a Tech 9. Perhaps something can be salvaged in this round from Virtus.pro. And indeed, Stacks takes down Zipnix with no response. Device does get the planter. That is a massive frag. That's going to force them to move to get towards the bomb. And that will win the round. Had that bomb gone down, those players would have been able to actually hide and force the remainder of TSM to actually take bad angles to get the frag, to then get the defuse. But luckily, Device was able to get that kill, as you can see on the bomber. Very, very important. And another round is going to go to TSM.
Credit to Karrigan as well. He got some frags from the CT side of B, and he got knocked down to 12 HP. Then he rotated his position away towards the construction area and had teammates rotating to take up that position with more health. So small things. Stops Virtus.pro getting a kill. Stops them getting a weapon as well. And another round in favor of TSM. An expensive one though, but they have a fair amount of money in the bank. Roughly between 5 to 7.5k on 3 of the players at least.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Pasha, I would like to see some of those aggressive AWP peaks to open up middle and even towards the A site here. Problem is that TSM are taking liberties on Banana. They're so pushed that the flank is very real if the A push does come in. So that's so scary. We see that there is one player, Yali, who is on the back here as Pasha goes for these entries. Oh, he's not going to find it. Dupree does take him down. And can Virtus.pro push through this? They've lost 1 man. That's not the end of the story, though, in this round, as they are still sitting on the quad and arch side. Looking for those openings. That's a nice smoke off of Library as Neo goes in looking for those angles. But still, it's hard to feel confident for Virtus.pro at the moment. They're going to make their last attempt into the bomb site. They've got the wrap with Neo. Now, here is the real test for TSM's defense. They are put up against it. Stacks gets the opening kill onto Cajun. Trades coming in. Device and Dupree arriving just on the scene, just in the nick of time. And it feels like Virtus.pro can't get these pushes done.
I don't know how they didn't get more frags in that situation. Dupree was actually underneath the balcony playing the truck position from pit, and I think it was Snacks or Bialy who jumped into pit where you normally find the CTs, and there was him there. There was somebody on quad as well for Virtus.pro. I think it was Snacks actually in the pit who peeked him, lost the duel, and then the round just fell apart for Virtus.pro. There are so many small margins here that TSM are winning the round, but no, they're going to profit for them on their T side. 6-3 so far. It's
starting to remind me a little bit too much of NIP versus Virtus.pro from yesterday, but anyway, we're going to see Snacks trying to take over apartments. Really quick push coming in here. They're trying to beat the timings, and it is looking good. They're getting the entries. Device coming in. He gets annihilated there by Bialy. That's going to be a fast plant there from Taz, and we're going to have Karrigan and Zipnix trying to make their way around to potentially get some damage done on some angles, but there's no way they can commit for a defuse. But that's more like it. And one of the reasons why we see teams successfully make those kinds of pushes is it didn't happen in this round, but often we see that 3-man setup at B at the very start. And that's usually because the fast A push like that is really rare. So usually it's very safe. It's a good corner to cut. But Neo's going to actually hunt down Zipnix there. So, well, Virtus.pro making the fast push work. Do you think they're going to keep doing this?
I don't know. The thing is, they've had a lot of things that have been working for them. I wouldn't say that they need to go for a fast push. It's just they haven't been able to close out the round. They've got an early advantage. They've had TSM running all over the place between sites. They've had them not knowing where the bomb is, but TSM have just kept clutching rounds again and again and again. So for me, it's not that they have to necessarily go for like shock and awe. They just need to close out the rounds.
It's an interesting dynamic, the fast push versus the kind of more pick-based style. Either way, we'll see if Device can get anything here. There's so far no one on Banana, and this is what I was talking about, that 3-man setup on B early on. Usually after about 15-20 seconds, you see them rotate to A, and they're going to go with a fast play on A again. They're beating the timing again. There's no one there to defend it apart from these 2 men on quad side, so they're fast up, but they're not fast enough. They're still stuck on middle. They're not going to abuse the timing. The quick flank coming in from the Banana players is going to sandwich Virtus.pro. And at the moment, TSM have a perimeter set up around them. This is a really weird round at the moment.
The black helicopters are coming out once again. We've got TSM in fantastic positions. You can see Cajun B up there on the balcony. And look at Karrigan's position. He is walking through T-Apps at the moment for a huge flank, while Device is holding down Banana. So Virtus.pro, the longer this goes on, unless they wrap to B, they are going to get savaged by TSM. You can see the frags coming in there from Zipnix. There's only 2 players left for Virtus.pro, and the flank is real as well. So they're going to get cut down. Snacks getting 1 consolation frag there. 2 people down for TSM, but they played that round down to a T.
The thing that I don't understand there is that Virtus.pro counter-stratted the early 3-man B setup by doing the fast A rush. That's what it's designed to do, as we were saying, like in the metagame. That's like the entire point of it, is that you have like 5 versus 2, and they had the 2 in quad side, like in pit, which is really strong, but they just stopped the rush. They didn't get through to the site, and so they didn't. I don't understand, but
are they second guessing themselves?
It could very well be the case. They could be trying to overthink this, but we're going to have the trades on Banana once again. Device does take down Pasha, falls back onto another angle. They cannot get the trade. They wanted to punish him for repositioning, but they weren't quick enough. And Device still on the angle. He's so bold with his AWPs. He will peek and re-peek again and again. That's the style that he loves to play, and that's why he's fearsome. But can Virtus.pro now save this? They've got 3 players against the 4 of TSM and a minute to play with.
That was a nice Molotov on the CT side as well. Normally you see people, T's, standing on the car, throwing it into sight. They did it the opposite way round to stop the push from the T's. Very nice play there by TSM, small point. The remaining 3 players for Virtus.pro are headed towards the A side. Looks like they're going to go for an arch play. They have the angles now, and that smoke will give Cajun B an idea as to what's going on, but Device will find a frag onto Snacks from the CT spawn area, and it will be another cleanup for TSM.
Virtus.pro are starting to look out of the game at the moment. There's rounds which we're looking at we're saying, hey, TSM are clutching these rounds. Then there are rounds where we're saying, Virtus.pro, it was your round to give up. And 8-4 is a scoreline, and of course it's definitely a bit of a CT-sided map, but they could be doing a lot better here. Now they're on the eco, so TSM, the thing about TSM is once they get rolling, they start hitting harder and harder, and that's exactly what we're starting to see at the moment from them. And that's a lot of damage before anybody has been seen from TSM. they've just done all that damage with nades. That is that's rough.
At the end of that replay, you just saw that Molotov coming out from the pool area for the CTs, and they find themselves in another B situation where the Virtus.pro team feel like they're stuck there for the time being. Again, they are aware that the CTs peaked them at top mid. They knew that they were on the eco. They knew that they were going to push B. So they feel like it's their only choice. The push is coming in now, but can they get the frags? Can they get the bomb down? That's what's going to be important, as there are only a few rounds left here.
It's at the back of the sights, and he's doesn't have to do much work at all because Carrigan picks up everything. Carrigan with the ace. Oh dear, Zipnik's just twiddling his thumbs at the back of the bomb site there for a moment. And Carrigan, I mean, this guy, the in-game leader for TSM, he's handy with an AWP. He's certainly got good pistol and rifle skills. He's showing again and again that he's able to play the fragging roles as is required.
4 rounds is not too shabby here for Virtus.pro, but they could have had a lot more. Look at this aggression from Device. Nice parkour to get there so quickly. Going to take down Snacks. No trade coming in for Virtus.pro. That will be that. With Taz not going for the engagement there. And while they've got 4 rounds, again, they could have had a lot more. You have to wonder if they are feeling hesitant when they normally execute quite confidently. Nice peek there from Carrigan, just allowing Zipnik to bait for him. And the frags are all going the way of TSM once again.
Oh no, Device comes in for the peek, does go down. 2 on 3 now for Virtus.pro to deal with as they try to get themselves that 5th round on the board.
Bomb's been lost in mid.
And there you go. That's such a rough round because Virtus.pro could have had quite a clear plan, but then the quick AWP progression comes in. Oh no, they've lost the man. Then that slows down part of the take that they were going to go for. They looked like they were going for a faster take, and then they're in a position where, oh, okay, we've got to take a bigger risk with one player now to try to kind of equalize this. Then they lose that duel, and then they lose another duel to try to get back into it. It's like a slippery slope there for them, and TSM are being empowered, emboldened by the success that they're having. And again, with players with so much individual skill, that's the best case scenario for them to be in.
Empowered and emboldened, and they will be looking to embalm Virtus.pro as they only have 2 rifles and 3 pistols going into the last round of the first half. That is a nasty nuisance Molotov being thrown down there. Look at this hold from TSM. They are in very strong positions in the balcony and pit area, but can they find the frags? Taz is going to open the proceedings with a shot onto the B bomb site. dupreeh going to make his presence known. 2 plays in the pit for the retake here for TSM. And we've got 4 rifles versus the 1 of Bayali and the Tech 9s of Taz and Snacks. Bayali going to lose the duel to the double pit area play. And it's Snacks versus 4 with just a pistol. Going to take down Carrigan, but how many more can he get? None. As dupreeh will finish the job. And we're looking at 11-4 TSM.
The crazy thing about this is that the bomb going down in this match has almost never happened, and especially for Virtus.pro, they just have never gotten the bomb down. There's been a few times which have been close, but
they had 2 diffuses there in 15 rounds.
Indeed. It's
so 2 plants.
That's ridiculous. That doesn't make sense, does it?
But it's part of not closing out the round there.
They kept. Especially A was a real problem for them. They almost never were able to. This was a story against it was a story against NIP as well. They never got the plant onto A. They tried so many times. They almost never went B, but they could just never find success. We're into the pistol round in the second half. Virtus.pro, they need a good start here, and they can't play scared. They need to draw from their experience because it's all on the line right here.
Pasha with an aggressive positioning that he will get an inkling as to what's going on. And again, he's going to rotate away straight away. Snacks is in position to support here. Pasha's going to get the first frag on the arch area. Team kill coming in from dupreeh onto Zipnix. That's not going to be good. 4 versus 2 here for Virtus.pro. The crowd are going to go nuts if they win this round. Device, though, should be able to get the plant down. They could apply some early pressure should this not go his way, but it's not over yet. 3 versus 1. It's going to get finished off. Consolation nade kill there. And that's a good start for Virtus.pro. But again, the plant for TSM. And let's remember, Virtus.pro got all of 2 plants in the previous half, the first round in, and TSM have a plant already. Yeah,
that's actually a really scary situation for Virtus.pro because it means that TSM, they could probably just fall by right now. And they might just do that just to mess with Virtus.pro.
Dan, show me the Tech 9s.
Yeah, they're going for it as well.
I want to see them all.
They're saving a bit of money, I think. On nope, okay, they're not. There's just a bit of a delay on the scoreboard. But this is the meta at the moment. Used to be that you just save and then get the full AKs on the 3rd round because you get the bomb down and all the money from that. But no, Tech9s are so good that they're going to get the pressure on, and Virtus.pro are going to be in for a really, really rough ride. They need to make clean rounds here so they can get the momentum going. That's the only way that they're going to get all the rounds back that they need, and they need a lot.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very testing round indeed for Virtus.pro. TSM slowly creeping up Banana now that smoke has gone. They will have Snacks and Neo to contend with. Barley and Taz in the pit area over towards a Pasha playing from library, so putting as much range between him and the other team as possible. Push coming into the B bomb site now. Neo having to retract. Molotov's on the ground here, and there are some trades going on. That smoke should help Neo, but he's going to get shot through the smoke after taking someone down with the MP7. So 3 versus 3 retake here. Not that many guns for TSM to pick up, but with the ranges they're going to be playing, the Tech9s may be favourable anyway. And there's a perfect example. One tap to the head. Carrigan taking down Pasha. That's going to be another disadvantage for Virtus.pro here. They've got some time on the clock. No kit though. Taz taking down Carrigan. 2 versus 2. He's still got one more in new box. That's Dupree. And the closer Taz Biali gets, the more dangerous it becomes. So, Taz versus Tech9 of Zipnix. Can he find a frag? Indeed he will. They will survive with 2 rifles, but do they have enough time to defuse the bomb? There is a kit on the side. Otherwise, that would have been around to TSM.
Yeah, and the thing is that it wasn't enough to just win that round. Because, firstly, they got the bomb down, which is already bad enough. They can force it up again, and they're going to do that, actually. They're going to force it up again. They know how much damage they did, and this is why it had to be clean for Virtus.pro, because TSM can keep throwing rounds like that at them, and TSM are going to be so strong on those fast pushes. We saw how bad that looked for them. Now, Virtus.pro, they should actually be expecting this from TSM. How are they going to set up against this? Oh, some good pre-nades there. That's actually a really good chunk of damage. Device almost dead. Cajun down to 70. It's like potentially another B execute for them. And again, it has to be clean for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, and TSM definitely going to want it dirty with more Tech9s out to show. Zipnix keeping an eye on the flank as the rest of his teammates start the push towards the B bomb site here. Neo got to claim the first frag. Snacks with a Molotov to take down Device. So far so good. They can't see each other in the smoke. I think Snacks realized he got blocked there, but he's still not going to find the frag. Neo going to take down Carrigan. So nobody dead for Virtus.pro yet. Dupree going to get the first frag. Find a second one with the Deagle. 1 versus 3. Snacks will clean things up here, and Virtus.pro continue to close the gap.
Okay, that was better, but still it's a good chunk of damage. And one of the reasons why TSM can keep doing this is because essentially they get into a position where finally they have AKs, and Virtus.pro just like have no money still, and they'll be able to win the round and reset them, and the round will be easier for them because there'll be less smokes than there should be. So Virtus.pro almost actually at a disadvantage on holding some of the angles. So it's going to be interesting to see now that TSM go for the save, because the next round after this is going to be really, really hard to overcome for Virtus.pro. Now, again, do they get the clean rounds in for themselves?
You can see that Virtus.pro are expecting the eco here. Neo continuing with just an MP7 for now. Dupree giving some Virtus.pro players a haircut with that Deagle. No damage done, but he was close.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to try to cut corners as Neo's doing, just keeping the MP7 and so on. So we'll have to see if Virtus.pro can hold this one. We do have slowly but surely TSM moving up apartments. They're getting ready to flip the switch and hit the aggression hard and fast into the A bomb site. But Snacks is going to find already a quick kill down towards Banana as the push now arrives onto A. We have Biali and Taz getting some good frags here against the pistoling players of TSM. Still one more left in Zipnix. And there it is. All 5 survive, and Virtus.pro finally with a clean round to play with and some money in the bank because they need it. They needed to save it away for Winter, because right now, Winter's not coming. It is here. We have the AWP on Device.
We might just have a game in our hands, Dan. Let's see if Device can continue with the big green gun. He is a top fragger, tied with Carrigan at the moment, actually. We'll see if anyone can come out on top after this round. Device just keep holding an angle up to top mid at the moment. Standard round so far. Pasha rotating towards B for the time being. There is a smoke down at the moment, though. Dupree and Zipnix in the apps. Taz maybe just popping a nade in there now. So Flash and Dupree's going to be completely blind, so that will slow him down.
This setup is so interesting from Virtus.pro. They've gone with a really passive 3-man setup on B and the 2 on quad. And that's a really interesting way to play it. And TSM aren't throwing the aggression at them, so they need to rotate one guy back soon as they've seen nothing. And oh, the dink onto Dupree. That's really important. Some extra damage from Bialy. Got to be careful though as he goes for the reload. They didn't push his position. Out goes the nade. Won't do all that much. And that incendiary will slow them down. They can't go for the push. And Virtus.pro still holding strong. They've got that floater over towards CT spawn. He can rotate either which way.
Look at Snax's position. He's basically playing Speedway so he can rotate either way, but he's also essentially the Archman holding down a position for his teammates. Going to throw the Molotov. And I did say Virtus.pro are a team who use Molotovs very, very well indeed on Inferno. See if they can hold off TSM long enough to win this map though. Dupree starting to cross the arch position. Snack's going to eat a pop flash, and he's going to have no idea if someone's passed or not, but Bialy's going to pick up the slack.
There you go. Taz in the corner of the site. You can see how far back they're pushed now. But Virtus.pro are getting the rotation. There's 5 seconds left to get the bomb down. They've either got to get the elimination or start planting right now, and the bomb will go down in the nick of time there for TSM as the retake attempt comes in 3 on 3, and Neo is going to be creeping forwards. He's going to lose Device as he moves in closer and closer. Has he been spotted? Now he has. Takes down Cajun B. His Device switches out for the AK. Still got plenty of bullets left in the magazine as he goes close. They don't know where he is. Going to jump up and find him. Oh my goodness, just Carrigan left. Virtus.pro, they need this round so badly. That bomb is ticking faster and faster. They need to get the defuse down now. And the covers there. Neo is on the case. What a teammate there to hold it down. What trust.
Dan, I was really scared for a moment there because they were both facing the player in the pit, and there seemed to be confusion as to who was actually going to go and defuse the bomb. And there was like, none of them were defusing it. They were both running away. I was like, hold on, I can hear it ticking fast, it's ticking fast, Dan. But they finally just about got that diffusion. Yeah. That could have been a complete catastrophe, but also Taz, he was on the site. He could have stopped the plant there. And if he killed the carrier, then who knows what would have happened.
Yeah, I think they would have been... They would have been very close to money screwed in that situation, and we really see how much momentum TSM have had in the match. That's ridiculous. What a ridiculous victory. What an important round that they just took. And now again, we're going to have that same setup, that 3 really passive B setup, and 2 on quad side. Can this work out for Virtus.pro? Is this a read onto TSM's game? We're going to see a quick challenge, and this time not going to go so well for Taz as it did for Bialy in the previous one.
Yeah, Taz was in a lot of trouble. Dupree was holding the angle for the longest time, but he didn't get the kill, and the T's have backed off, and they are out of apps completely. Starting to head over towards the B site, you can see Snax once again playing Arch from Speedway, which allows Bialy and Taz to basically strengthen the pit quad area. So he will be able to rotate quickly towards B should he need to. They're going to smoke off on Banana as there are 4 TSM players ready and waiting to go for a push. Zipnix, though, is going to make a nuisance of himself over towards the A site. That may draw Snax further away as this push comes in towards B bomb site. Neo, though, going to be up on top of the coils, going to get 2 frags. Pasha with more flames on the B bomb site. And this push is not going the way of TSM.
Yeah, just one man down in Snax. Pasha still at the back of the site, laying down the fire. Zipnix goes down. Device doing all that he can, but how much can he really pull off here? Only 2 frags, and Pasha resting, lying in wait for the perfect moments to strike. He's going to take that one for Virtus.pro. 10 to 11. They have clawed themselves back from the most ridiculous of situations, from the greatest of adversities, and they are close to tying up the game. I never would have thought I would see this after the first half.
So Pasha just disposing of a flashbang in spawn so he could pick up a different nade. He is carrying a nade, a flash, a smoke, and a Molotov. And again, there are 4 mollies on the Virtus.pro side. So as they string these rounds together, pay attention to how they use them to control map space and waste time, allow themselves to reposition here on Inferno. And again, now we have Taz Bialy over to quad. This time Pasha will be playing the arch area, but it's Snax who's playing the AWP as opposed to Pasha, and he's on the B bomb site.
This is brave. You don't often see teams go for this, and this might be the very reason they are getting annihilated now. And the trade's going so well for Virtus.pro. And here comes the flank as well. If it wasn't bad enough right now for TSM, Pasha holds it down on the front, and Bialy comes in from the back. Zipnix has nowhere left to turn. And there's nades coming in as well. This is certainly soon to be closed out by Virtus.pro. And the thing that I love about this round, James, is the fact that Virtus.pro showed their setup a few rounds in a row, and they just changed it from a very, very hyper-passive setup to a very aggressive banana setup. So now they switched it up. Before, TSM couldn't find a solution to break them on their last setup. It's changed now. They've got to start all over again.
This is the Virtus.pro we know and love. The guys who just, one round, they decide to push the big red button and just decimate you, leave you wondering what happened and where your food and crops have gone. This is the Virtus.pro, Dan, that burned down straw villages.
They've caused a famine in your village.
Caused a famine and there's no shelter.
All right, so the thing you have to admire about Virtus.pro in this Inferno match is the sheer grit and determination that they're displaying to bring themselves back into this one. It's not over yet, not nearly so, but as this push comes in, TSM players are going to be jumping into the pit only to serve tribute to the Virtus plow that is they found it now. They've pulled it out. It's on the field. They're dusting it off.
TSM served themselves up as an offering there. That was a 5-man sacrifice in the pit area.
Tribute, please stop this now. Please stop the madness. Okay, 12-11. Virtus.pro take the lead for the first time in this match, and things are looking better. But again, buy-in from TSM. Now, what else do they have in their bag of tricks to throw at Virtus.pro, who themselves are showing that they've got a lot of setups to throw at TSM on their CT side.
Speaking of setups, it looks like they may be going for a set play here. Once again, they're going to go for a fast ATS push, but they're going to block each other in the Molotov, and it's going to be 3 people. Dan, it's Saturday, but it's a Sunday roast. We're talking Yorkshire pudding, beef, chicken, everything, all on the plate at the same time. I'm going to be obese by the time this round is finished, Dan.
And Cajun B's left over. He wants no part of this over by the library. Now, in this situation, all Cajun B can hope to do, as they have no idea where he is to try and get some good damage. He's looking at trying to get like 2 or 3 frags at the very least. Then he's going to feel good about himself. But Taz is going to close it down. There is no redemption to be found for Cajun B or his team in that round. Virtus.pro asserting themselves in the most flashy of ways. And here it is, the replay, the barbecue. Oh my God, it's glorious.
Taz saying, pass me the gravy. I've got potatoes.
All right. Okay, 13-11. Virtus.pro on a roll. The momentum is absolutely with them. The crowd is with them. And here we go. Snacks on the AWP. They've changed their setup again. We have 2 on our side now. We haven't got the more aggressive banana take. It is a little bit more passive, a little bit more slow with some grenades. But again, TSM, it's hard for them to ever know exactly how Virtus.pro are playing, and you can see that it's clearly throwing them off at the moment. Three on the arch side now. They've got that banana control, so and these TSM are going to actually funnel slowly in. So Virtus.pro looking to have a perimeter set up around the push that is coming from TSM. Trades are real. Neo gets both players. Dupree cannot get the trade onto onto Pasha. And that's going to be a 2-on-4 in favor of Virtus.pro. But Neo and Pasha are critically wounded at this point. But it won't matter. Bialy finds himself a kill. And Cajun B now, once again, the lone player last alive for his team.
Virtus.pro going nuclear at the moment, but they need to close out the map. It's not good enough to finish all these rounds. I think we're going to see a timeout here for TSM as Cajun B falls, and Virtus.pro with a 3-round lead find them 2 rounds away from making this 1-1. They are definitely rejuvenated, re-energized, Dan, and the crowd are going ape.
It feels
in front
like,
of them.
And that's an apt description, because it almost feels like the way Virtus.pro are playing the energy, what they've drawn from like this primal energy. I almost expect them to start beating their chest and turn into caveman, because they're picking up the clubs and they're just hammering TSM at the moment.
Dan, I was thinking clubs, but this is more like seal clubbing, Dan. TSM, they're looking like innocent victims at the moment. Hapless, Dan. All they can do is try and slide out of the way. But Virtus.pro just coming up and destroying lives. There's blood all over the place. The white glacial landscape, Dan, is being painted red by Virtus.pro.
Oh my God. Virtus.pro, clearly with no regard for human life, they are destroying. And it's great to see because the entire tournament, we didn't see any kind of a glimpse of this. And the thing about this is that it's almost more empowering for them to be in this situation where they're down and out. Almost like the Rocky Balboa story. Down and out, they're washed up, but no, they're back in the ring at the moment, and they've found their form.
Virtus.pro have won 10 rounds in a row. TSM have a big fat 0 on their T side at the moment. You can see it on your screen right there.
Absolutely incredible.
Virtus.pro just going in monstrous mode. And this is what I'm talking about. Never count out Virtus.pro on a map like Inferno. And again, we mentioned it yesterday about their Molotov use. Every single member of the team has Molotovs here, and they use them to great effect on this map.
James, it could happen here. The Tech-9s are out, 3 of them. Good damage has been done by some early pre-nades, but they were so close right there to Snacks, who was AWPing. He barely escaped without getting punished. He did even take a little bit of damage. He's actually lucky to keep his life in that spot. And they've gone back to that old setup, the 3 passive B. They got the floater there, who's moved towards Speedway, and it's going to be Pasha this time around. And he's back onto Arch, so settling back into a default setup. But you better believe TSM are going to hit B really hard very soon, and our Virtus.pro going to be ready.
Is Neo going to get the smoke out in time? There's one person who's passed it already. That is Cajun B. He's in the port area, and Neo's got a lot of people to contend with here. He has backup from a teammate, but can they hold? Can they hold? Snacks is flashed at the moment, and he has Tech-9s rushing in his direction, still holding behind the wall. Neo and Snacks have fallen. Pasha falls quickly as well. 4 versus 2 here. Virtus.pro, they can do this. All the players of TSM are heavily tagged at the moment. Cajun B, he was at 40 HP at the beginning of this round just from a Molotov. But can Virtus.pro, with only 1 flashbang remaining, take out 4 players?
Like a pack of rabid animals, they charged into that bomb site. Now they're all at the back, but Taz will come in with a single frag, but the numbers advantage is clearly in favor of them, but trades upon trades, and they just don't have enough left to deal with it. Virtus.pro going to finally lose a round on their CT side. They've got quite a lot of money in the bank to fall back on for the remainder of this match. There's only a few rounds left now, and TSM, again, this is them buying to within an inch of their bank. They've got almost nothing left in the coffers at this point. So if they want to close this out in 2, it's got to be with this round. And Virtus.pro, their momentum finally a little bit broken, a little bit disturbed. But can they keep their opponents guessing? Right,
Virtus.pro with lots of money in the bank at the start of this round, as you would have after winning 10 rounds in a row. So there will not be a concern there in terms of artillery.
Oh my god. I'm afraid. These shots.
TSM only 2 rounds behind at the moment. Minutes on the clock, and there's no indication as to which site they may push, although they are lacking a presence in Banana at the moment. We've got 4 Virtus.pro players, and Neo's playing sandbags at the moment. He's just smokes it off, and he's going to go over to Car. If he falls in this situation, this could be brutal, but he's going to find a frag onto Cajun B through the smoke.
And this is going to be huge now. Oh no, Taz gets caught with his nade in his hand. Can he get out of there? He barely will escape, but there's a player looking to make that peek to take him out. But here is the support. Pasha comes in. The flash is going to make him turn. Taz will get the kill, but these Virtus.pro players are in all kinds of horrible, awkward positions at the moment, and TSM are pushing through. Single file into Taz's crosshair. It's going to be 2 players left now. Zipnix and Device, as Snacks creep through the smoke, gets the spray onto Zipnix, just Device left. He has 18 health and 3 players to find as this bomb is down. He gets a quick one, but there you go, Virtus.pro. They are going to pick up the round, 2 players left, and that is 15. That's 15 secured.
Again, Dan, look at the power of the Molotovs from Virtus.pro. Taz made a massive mistake. He was lucky to get out of Boiler with his life, but the Molotov saved his bacon there. He will eat pierogi for 1 more day, Dan. He got the Molotov into Boiler. His teammate, the TSM player, can't push because of the fire. Taz managed to get himself back onto the site, and he got an all-important frag on the site itself. And that is just a small example of how they use Molotovs on this map, and how these are round-winning Molotovs they're throwing down.
Yeah, that saved him. He should have been dead 100% there, and that was a game-changing moment. So many game-changing margins. It's a game of inches, and at the moment, TSM, they've got not a lot to play with apart from some Tech-9s. They did get the bomb down, so that helped massively. If they hadn't, they would have no nades. So big difference. Now, can Virtus.pro hold? This is the last stand. here for TSM. Or the last rush as these Tech 9s come into play. Pasha picks up the first frag. Taz up on the balcony. Ever watchful over the smokes now. Good position, but needs to make the kills. And there it is. Taz will make one. Bialy comes in as well, but the nade onto Bialy. Things looking a little bit more strained for Virtus.pro, but they should surely have a massive advantage now. Zipnix and Dupree stuck on the bomb site. Taz picks up one more. It's like shooting fish in a barrel for Virtus.pro, and they are going to keep themselves in this best of 3. They're going to keep themselves in StarSeries 12 LAN finals here, live from Kiev.